What are some things an Airbnb host can do right now to make sure that they're improving themselves within Airbnb's algorithm to make sure that their property is getting maximum search results? I've got four things written down that I'll go through real briefly here. In the link below, I have an entire podcast that reviews all four of those different aspects there. But the first aspect is going to be photography. What does your photography actually look like on your Airbnb listing? Was an iPhone used, or did you have a professional photographer come in and take those photos and then edit those photos? In addition to that, how often do you rotate your Airbnb photos? Number two, customer service. And customer service basically goes in two ways. One is going to be how fast are you in your response time to inquiries and new bookings. And number two is going to be the actual reviews that guests leave you behind. Both of those play a major role in Airbnb's algorithm, so much so that you actually can't get an Airbnb Superhost badge if you don't have a certain level of response time to your clients. So it's a really interesting and really important factor that can cause you to rise up or to lower in Airbnb's search algorithms. Number three, updating settings. How often do you update your settings, or have you even updated your settings? Maybe not since the first time that you launched your Airbnb. Airbnb has a tremendous amount of settings, and each setting ultimately usually has more levels of settings. So regularly updating, changing, making sure they're where they're supposed to be shows Airbnb's algorithm that you're an active host, making sure that you're responding to changes that might be going on within your community or just changes that you might have done to your Airbnb overall. And there's quite a few different interesting ways you can go about that there. The last thing, price adjustments. So price adjustments are interesting because depending upon where you're located, geographically, what zip code you're in, each Airbnb tends to have its hot seasons and its more cold seasons. So I know one of my Airbnbs down south of here, down in South Florida, its hot season generally tends to be fall, winter, and spring. Summertime tends to be a slower season. So in the summertime, I tend to lower my pricing in my calendar, which tends to boost me up more and more in Airbnb's search results and in its algorithm. So those four things right there, photos, communication, settings, and price adjustments, are four different levers that you have within Airbnb as a host that if you play those cards the right way, Airbnb is going to naturally rise and increase you in search results within the algorithm itself. So if you like this video, I have a full podcast that goes into this video in much greater detail. I've been a super host on Airbnb for going on 5 or 6 years now. Have a couple properties down here in Florida that are on Airbnb. So really enjoy it. Very passionate about Airbnb. I always have had a good time with that. I also do VRBO too, and I'm on some other platforms as well that are out there. So feel free, take a look at the full podcast, the links below. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out. Thank you.